Please, I would like to know if you all can hear me. I would like to know if you can hear me. It's very, very important that I know that you can hear me. Please drop in the chat box that you can hear me. I want to really know. Mic check, guys. Are you there? Please confirm if you can hear me so I can continue this session. All right. Thank you, Abolade Precious. Thank you, Godswill. Thank you for that. All right. So it's very, very important that we all turn on our videos, or if your video will be distracting, you'll be going off and on, you can leave it while it's off. Ensure you are well seated and settled, because this session is going to be value packed. I can tell you for a fact it's value packed, and avoid every form of distraction. If you need to get a cup of coffee, or you need to get a soft drink or something to munch on, this is the time to grab that stuff that you need to keep you going in this session. This session is going to be value packed, I promise you. So guys, just moving you to the next thing. My name is Joseph Sadiq Lawal, and I'm the host today, right? I'm the growth lead here, leading the growth activities in quantum analytics. And part of my job is to help you, that's the right word, the best fit for you in the tech ecosystem, right? Based on your skill sets, some of your transferable skills. And I can tell you that I can boast that I've been able to help over 1,000, Africans here in Africa and diaspora transition into technology. Yes, I can tell you for a fact. And right now I'm feeling like a big daddy. Don't mind me. It's really cool to see a lot of people come into my DMs. I'd be like, "Oh, Joe, yes, I got that job. I got that. I'm sure that we are all pumped to gain lots of value today. But as you have met me, I also want to meet you, right? I also want to meet you all. My name is Joseph. I work with Quantum Analytics. I'm joining from Lagos, and I'm a growth lead in my organization. So I want you to follow a format that I will drop in the chat box right now. So my name is Joseph. I'm joining from Lagos, and I'm a growth lead. So I would like you to follow that pattern and introduce yourself. I also want to meet you. There's power in connection. I'm sure many of us will have different testimonials about connecting in an ecosystem or in the community, introducing yourself to people, making them know what you do. So guys, I want you to keep it coming. I want to see, I want to meet you all too. Aisha, I want to meet you. Chineye, I want to meet you. Gideon, Idara, Joy, Kenneth, Kunle, I actually want to meet you today. All right. Okay, I can see some introductions already. I see Mon Pacos is okay. My name is Azima, and I'm joining from Paris, France. Nice meeting you, Azima. I see Tolulope joining from Lagos, and she's a business intelligence analyst. This is wonderful. So, guys, I want you to keep it coming. Let's all meet ourselves in this session. Wonderful, wonderful. All right, so all right, Idaya joining from you. That's very, very wonderful to meet you. I see Demilade joining from Lagos, HR officer. This is great. Kunle from Ibadan, Abolade from Kogi State. Great, great. This is wonderful. All right, so I'll just move on to why we are here today. The topic of our masterclass: how to develop your tech portfolio, guys. This topic was actually well crafted because we are so excited about our second year anniversary, right? And now in the space of the second year, we've been able to do a lot of things. Been able to impact a lot of individuals, and not just individuals, even corporate organizations like that actually come to us to help them upskill their staffs. These are the kind of things we do. We help people transition, we help upskill, we help you reskill. These are the kind of things we do, and we are so proud that we've been able to do a lot of things within the 2 years of our existence, right? And we have lots of testimonials, a lot of alumni. Some are leading in different capacities in their organizations as tech professionals. It's really, really interesting. So today we are going to be talking about how you can develop your tech portfolio. Yes, and let me actually excite you more, right? We have tech professionals. I mean, top tech professionals that are on this call today that will hold your hands and guide you, give you tips. Because there's some things that you may are missing wrong in your portfolio. You don't even know how to build a portfolio. This is the time, to learn and gain those tips. It's very, very, very important that you key into this session. And if you don't have a pen and a paper, please get one. It is very, very important because the value is so much that you can't just comprehend it and save it in your memory at once. You need to jot it down somewhere. So guys, we're going to be talking about portfolio building. And many people will be asking on this call, what is portfolio? Just in case you don't know what a portfolio is, right? For every tech professional, you would have probably worked on one project or the other, right? And all these projects should be saved somewhere, which is called a portfolio, so that when you meet technical recruiters or every other recruiter that wants to check the kind of work you've done before, they go straight to your portfolio to see samples of your projects, right? So it's very, very important in the tech ecosystem. All right, let me just move on to the agenda for today. Right, today we are going to be talking about quantum analytics. I'll show you a testimonial, and you meet our guests, you move to the breakout room, program structure, and how we support our students, right? So let me just quickly introduce what quantum analytics does to you, right? Before we just dive deep into everything we are here for today. So here in quantum analytics, we are the one-stop shop for everything tech skill. And when I mean everything tech skill, everything premium tech skills, right? We are very, very particular about Africans, living a wonderful life, tapping into a life of ease, and making the enough dough, right? Definitely, that's what everyone on this call wants. We want to be able to work from every location, wear any casual wear, work from the beach, from an island, and still earn that fat money while impacting the world, right? So we have been able to help over 17,000 Africans find their foot in the tech ecosystem. And so we also have learners and trainers present in over 4 continents. So when I say we have been able to help Africa, not just Africans, every person of color, here in Africa and in the diaspora, we have been able to help transition into tech. Either you are a new person, you are just trying to transition, you are a learner in tech, we help you. If you are an entry-level person and you are trying to upskill, yes, we are here for you. Or you are, for example, you're a software developer and you feel like, oh, now product design is something I have flair for. You want to reskill, yes, we also help you achieve that, right? These are the kind of things we do, and we do not just do for individuals, we do for corporate organizations. We've been able to handle a lot of trainings for staffs of organizations to improve the productivity of these talents, and also improving the productivity of the organization in turn, right? So it's very, very important that you sit tight today while we are we moved throughout this ride together. So shortly, I would just like to play a testimonial. Okay, I think I missed that. I think let me just unshare my screen and reshare it. I think there's an issue here. Okay. Please, one moment. Please give me a moment while I do that. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. So I'd like to know if you all can actually see my screen right now. Oh, great, great, great. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So let me just share it and you can watch this video because it's very, very important you see some of the work we are doing, here in quantum analytics. Quantum analytics is an organization that at any time. My experience with them for the past 4 months is so awesome. The training was all amazing. Project was so fantastic. It introduced me. As of now, I can take up any responsibility in data analytics. Quantum analytics has exposed me to so many materials that I can use to check. All right, that's great. I'm sure that many of us actually, heard directly from, one of our learners. She actually learned through our faculty, and she's doing wonderfully well now. These are the kind of things we actually love doing, right? These are the kind of things we love doing, and it's really, really great that we are, experiencing this too in this session. Okay, Kunle, I don't really get what you were trying to say there. People. So we actually have a lot of our testimonials on our page, on our LinkedIn page. So if you like to see many of our testimonials, yes, it's very, very available. You can actually see it on our on our page, right? Where we actually have a lot of our students build wonderful dashboards, and some of them giving testimonials of how they've been able to get wonderful jobs too, right? So as you can see on your screen right now, you can see that we have wonderful guests in the house, right? My colleagues will be dropping the link into or to actually see our LinkedIn page on the chat box right now, right? So that you can actually check the testimonials and some of the work our students have done. You can check that, you can check that out. It's very, very, very important that you actually check it out in your spare time. You can keep the link somewhere, so you can usually go back to check it up. So we actually have these three wonderful thought leaders in the tech ecosystem, right? Allow me to use thought leader because these guys are are leading in different capacities in their organizations and in the tech ecosystem. You can see on my left here, Ikenna is the co-founder and CTO. He also actually is the CEO of Onlypass Africa, right? This guy is doing wonderfully well. He's doing great job in the fintech industry, right? And he's doing wonderfully well. Mic check, Ikenna, are you on the call? Mic check, Ikenna. I think Ikenna is trying to join the call. All right, so I'll just move on to Olanna. I hope I didn't murder that name though. Olanna is, a power woman holding the data war, the data department in Wragby Business Solutions and Technologies Limited. See, it's not beans, to be holding the data of organization, because that data, needs to be worked on to inform intelligent business decisions. And I'm, always very elated when I see, women in tech doing wonderful work in tech, and even leading, a department. Mic check, Olanna, are you on the call?
Hi, Joseph.
Hi.
I am here on the call. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon. It's good to have you here. We are really happy, to have you here. We are looking forward to learning a lot from you. Definitely in the breakout room where we'll be talking about how to build your data analytics or data science portfolio. Thank you very much for honoring this invitation. All right.
Thank you.
Yes. All right. So we'll be moving on to Anuoluwapo, right? Anuoluwapo is the head of design, right? Yeah, he's the head of design, and Anuoluwapo actually leads, his team, to build wonderful, interfaces and make users experience their products very wonderfully well, right? Anuoluwapo leads that team, and I can tell you for a fact that when you hear design, you will know that design is beyond just creating colors and fonts. It's deeper than that, right? And I really, have so much respect for Anuoluwapo. Mic check, Anuoluwapo. It's good to have you on the call here.
Hi guys, good afternoon. I'm glad to be here. How are you doing?
Yeah, fine. It's good to have you here. We are looking forward to learning a lot about building product design portfolio, through you, right? Because definitely you are experienced in that field, right? Can you hear me?
Yes, clearly.
All right. So it's really, really cool to have you. So before we actually move on, right, I would like to ask some few questions. I think Ikenna is trying to join. Is experiencing some network issues. I hope he joins anytime soon. He's trying to connect. All right, so I'll just quickly, want you to introduce yourself, because I may not really do the cool introduction as much as you have actually passed through the tech ecosystem, and you have actually impacted the ecosystem and the space definitely. Would you like to give an introduction of yourself, how your journey started in the the tech ecosystem. I would like Olanna to go first. Women first.
All right, thank you, Joseph. Hi, everyone, again. Okay, an introduction of myself. My name is Olanna, as rightly introduced by Joseph. I would say I'm a data professional, right? Because I've grown across the different I would say data areas, from data analysis to engineering and a bit of data science, right? I currently manage the data team at Wragby Business Solutions and Technologies. And in that team, what we basically do is we architect, we build, we model and deploy data solutions for mostly enterprise customers across different verticals, across oil and gas, FSI, health sector, education, right? We not just build insights, we also do a lot around data consolidation, master data management, data governance. So we are a full data team, and well, I would say I happen to manage that. I get the privilege to serve other data professionals. Let me put it that way. I am also a member of the data community here in Nigeria, MCT data community. I am a Microsoft certified trainer as well. So I don't just implement the solution, I also train stakeholders on data activities. So it could either be on implemented solution or folks who are just starting off a career in data. I think that's majorly it. For how I started, how I got into tech and how I got into data, that is a very long story, but I would say I started off as an intern with Microsoft, but I am also mostly self-taught. This is also something you can really do yourself, right? The internet is there. You have a lot of platforms, a lot of learning platforms that we have at our disposal. You just have to leverage these platforms. I think basically that is what I do. And really amazingly, most of these platforms are for free, right? You can go there, learn, get certified, and you're on your way to be successful in tech.
Great, great. Yeah, thank you very much, Olanna, for that introduction and telling us everything about what you do, right? Let's say everything in quotes. All right, so Ikenna is on the call now. Ikenna, it's good to have you here. I once introduced you. I said you are the co-founder, CTO, and also still sit in the capacity of the CEO at Onlypass Africa, and we are so excited to have you on this call. This mic check. Can you hear me, Ikenna?
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, clearly.
Okay. Okay, thank you for having me. First of all, I want to apologize for being some minutes late. My internet has just been good today. So that was why I was late. So talking about myself, I'm a programmer, right? I started out as a programmer. Actually, I still program up till today, even though I have a company that I'm running, because programming is something that I love doing, right? I started out from university way back in, I think, 2007. I've been privileged to work with companies across various verticals, people in telecommunication, companies in aviation, companies in transportation. And right now I'm working, Onlypass is a payment operations company. And I've also been privileged to lead a group of wonderful developers, right, building different products, and services powered by technology, of course. So it's a great privilege to be here, and I'm very happy to be able to share the little that I know. Thank you for having me, Joseph.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ikenna. Thank you for honoring our invitation. It's good to have you here, and I'm sure everybody on this call would like to pick one or two things from what you have to say today. All right. So the big man Anuoluwapo, yeah. So I'm back to you right now. So we'd like to, you to introduce yourself and tell us what you do. Yeah.
Hi guys, good afternoon. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, clearly, please.
Yeah, I also apologize for joining late. I lost track of time. So yeah, my name is Anu. I'm currently the lead designer at Voyance. Voyance is a B2B SaaS company that uses machine learning, AI, and computer vision to solve data problems for businesses. Yeah, I am a graduate of pharmacy. I have a background in pharmacy. That means I have not always been in design. Even though I studied pharmacy, sorry, I have always loved to do designs. I think my design journey started in 2011, but wasn't as product, it was just as graphic design. I worked as a graphic designer for a couple of years before eventually switching to product design in 2017, 18, thereabouts. I've worked with small organizations, large organizations, and I'm glad to be here so that to see how much I can impact entry level or people who are looking to like design very good portfolio. Um, I've also worked with my friends. I've collaborated to build 3 tools for designers. The first being Colors NG. I don't know if anybody has heard about that here. The second is Tint and Shades, a Figma plugin, which currently has about 26,000 installs on Figma. And then the recent one is SiteSnap, which I launched like by a week or two ago. It's a creation of African websites, right? So we looked around and found out that there are other companies that create international websites, but we barely have those who focus on African websites. So we saw it as a problem, and then we built that out, and that launched about 2 weeks ago, and it's been successful. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to answer all questions that you have, and yeah.
Thank you very much for that, Anuoluwapo. It's very exciting to hear that you are building products and to solve real life problems, right? And further improve productivity. Thank you very much for sharing. So I have some questions, right? But Anuoluwapo, from what you said you studied pharmacy, right? And the wonderful thing is right now you actually lead a design team in a tech organization, right? So, but you mentioned something that. You always had interest for graphics design, right? You started as a graphics designer, designing some things, right? So I would like to ask, is graphics design a prerequisite to becoming a product designer?
Graphic design for me, a lot of people now this question is too is because a lot of people will say it's not, a lot of people will say it is, but for me I'll just say it laid a very good foundation for me for product design, because once you understand graphic design to a very large extent, you understand the basics of how color works, how typographic works, how a lot of things work, and then by the time you're switching to any other, not just product design, any other aspect of design, you already have the foundation, even if it's animation, if it's illustration, if it's editorial. Since you know how color works, how typography works, how balance works, how all these things work, you would do well in every other area. A lot of people have said that, well, this is a prerequisite, but I'll just say that if you can just take time, maybe a week or two, just see how graphic design works, understand this, because at base of it, product design it's a branch from graphic design, right? So learning graphic design itself will help you understand and do better as a graphic designer.
Oh, thank you very much, Anuoluwapo. So, I also have a follow-up question, right? So, I once heard that for product design, right, there's an aspect. So, it gets to a point, or maybe deep down, there'll be a point where you know that you are very very good with the UI aspect, or and some are very 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 sound in the UX aspect. So, morphing the product design space to having UI designers and UX designers. Would you like to elaborate on that?
Yeah, so when I first started, I used to call myself UI designer because I wasn't interested in all the complexities of UX. But along the line, I was like, oh, well, we'd have to, even if as UI designer rather, we'd have to do a bit of UX. Can you hear me? It seems let me turn on my video.
Yes, I can hear you.
Since my time is lagging, yeah. So as I used to call myself UI designer, but then as time went, I realized that even as a UI designer, you have to do a bit of UX, right? So I began to pick up UX designer. But there are people who specialize in UI design. Like all they do is the interface, the colors, and the layout and how things work. But the other people who specialize in UX, they want to improve the experience, see how well they can fit the products for the customer and for the users, right? So there's no problem with that. You can focus on either UI or UX. You can merge both. You can be a product designer, you can be a UI UX designer. It doesn't they're not hard and fast rule. You can pick whichever sticks out to you and focus and specialize on that.
All right. Thank you very much, Anuoluwapo. I really liked the way you actually answered that question, right? So I'll just move on to Olanna right now. And when moving on to Olanna, I would like to ask a question, right? So Olanna, usually when people hear of data analytics and you hear data science, they always feel like, oh, you have to have very, very high numerical skills. Your numerical skills has to be, on top level. I would like you to expatiate on this.
Okay, so that got me laughing because, yeah, maybe there are a couple of people that actually think that way, but
Yeah.
I think when somebody see that or they hear that, oh, you're a data analyst, one thing that comes to mind is you just think you drag and drop, then splash colors all around the place, and that's basically it. But yeah, it does involve a bit of numerical skill, but I would say the key thing for me as a data analyst or as a data scientist, one of I would say the key know-how you need to, it's definitely something very important, is your storytelling skill, right? Aside from, yes, knowing the numbers is quite important. Getting your logic together is very important. But also when it comes to one thing that really distinguish a very good analyst or a data scientist would be your storytelling skill. You should be able to tell story with your data, not just to the data assessment and putting in the logic, but how do you, at the end of the day, represent this data or communicate the insights to your stakeholders. I think that's very much important. If you're in the data space, you should actually take storytelling more seriously. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Olanna, for the way you answered that question. So, so I also heard that there are different aspects of data. You mentioned something about data governance. You mentioned something about. I also heard that you can use Power BI. That sometimes you can be a Power BI specialist or a tablet specialist when you start morphing or you start getting comfortable in the tech ecosystem. Sorry, in the data ecosystem. Really like to just talk more on that.
Okay, yeah. So generally there are, I would say, three major branches. So you're either an analyst, a scientist, or an engineer, right? Even within these three major branches, there are also, I would say, sub branches, right? And absolutely, within the engineering space, or I would say a mix of engineering and data analysis, you have data management, right? Which basically sits on top. And when you talk about data management, that's where you now talk about data governance, right? And master data management as well. So there are a whole lot of branches, right? So you just basically need to pick a niche and stick to it, or you start from where you are very much comfortable with, then you can grow horizontally, right? So I think basically that's it. Pick something you're very comfortable with, then you can go from there. It is very easy to move from one because they are all interwoven, right? For most people, it is difficult for them to distinguish between an analyst and data scientist, right? And one might just be an advanced state of the other. And when you're an analyst, you would need to do a bit of data modeling, you would need to do a bit of transformation, and then you begin to think to yourself, oh, but the data engineer is supposed to do this, right? When you work in a small team, you literally would have to have like a knowledge of all three, or at least two. But when you work in a large team, then of course you have data engineers to do all of the transformation, do the pipeline, do the modeling. Then you as an analyst, you basically get the insight going, or as a data scientist, you do a bit of advanced analytics. So basically, it just depends on whether you're working with a small team, a large team, if you want to pick a niche or be a bit of an all-rounder, which I wouldn't advise, right? Just pick something and get going for yourself.
Yeah, thank you very much for that. So I think Ikenna is experiencing network issues. Might check, Ikenna, are you there? All right. So okay, so I just hope that this internet, keeps becomes stable so we can have Ikenna back. So I was actually hoping to ask if it's very very important to have like a science or a tech or a computer science background before you can transition into tech, because it's very very important that people on this call know that if it's very very important to have a science or tech or computer science background to be in tech. Anuoluwapo, would you like to like answer that question?
So funny thing is that when I was filling my jam for me, like was it 2009, right? I had field computer science, but my parents like rejected and said no, there was no way I was going to do that because I was going to end up a teacher, right? So I ended up studying pharmacy. So I think the summary of it is just you don't need to have a background, especially now in this age. You don't need to have a background in computer science. I mean, a lot of things, like Olanna has said, a lot of things you can be self-taught. Just go on YouTube. There are a lot of resources, right, that you can use to learn these things yourself. There's YouTube. There's Google. Now there's even ChatGPT that you can ask anything, right? So learning has gotten much easier in these days where you can just pick up your laptop or your phone and learn anything. So you don't have to have a background in computer science. You can be anything. You can study. You can have a background in anything and work in tech, right? So, even lawyers find nowadays you find that there are some aspect of tech that requires lawyers, right? They don't have a background in law, sorry, in tech, but they're working in tech as a lawyer, right? So, you can be anything. You can study anything, and then there are no limitations so you can do, irrespective of your background.
Great, thank you very much for that. So I asked that question because I once met, somebody who studied English, and this person is presently like a data analyst. So, guys, I'm sure you have questions. Yes, definitely. I see that some people are, raising their hands, and it's really cool. But definitely, you have the time to ask questions, right? Most likely when we come back from the breakout room or in your breakout rooms, because we're still definitely going into the breakout rooms where we'll be talking about these different tech skills and how you can build your portfolio, for you to actually tap into opportunities. So thank you very much for that question, for that answer rather, Anuoluwapo. So Olanna, I just want to ask before we all go to our different breakout rooms, right? Like how well are the opportunities in the tech ecosystem generally? I just want to, people on this call want to know, people be like, everybody's moving into tech. Like, yeah, are we sure there's still space in this tech ecosystem for us, right? Please, can you elaborate on that?
Just that there are tons of opportunities in tech, right? One thing I know for certain is there are people who even take up multiple opportunities, right? And that is because these opportunities are there, right? There are roles that are begging for applicants. They are looking for candidates to fill up those roles. So yes, there are opportunities in tech. It's just the technical know-how. I think that is the major concern. There is a huge gap, and organizations are looking for candidates to fill in these gaps. A lot of people say there are no jobs out there. Believe me, these are not tech jobs. Tech jobs are not part of those jobs that are not out there, right? I think the major concern now is the skill set, technical know-how to actually fill up those areas. So if we have good hands, people who have taken time to build on themselves, to actually learn the skills, then I'm sure they will be on their way to a successful career, even here in Nigeria.
Thank you very much for the way I really liked the fact that you were very straight to the point about the opportunities. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you very much. So guys, you can hear it directly from Olanna, right? There are a lot of opportunities. I think what I can get from this response is a lot of opportunities, but there are there's shortage in talent, right? Can you do it? I think that's where the issue is. The skill sets to fit into what the organization is actually looking for is what is lacking, and that is why every person should make sure that they actually tap into every way they can learn, and improve their skills. So, okay, so before we actually start dropping the breakout rooms, the links to the breakout rooms, I would like to just ask a final question here from Anuoluwapo, right? Because yes, today we are talking about how to develop your portfolio, your tech portfolio. So, and this brings me to the question: CV versus portfolio, which is very, very, very important. Which one is very, very important? Anuoluwapo.
To be honest, both are important, right? There's none because they serve different functions. You see some job descriptions that are required to drop your portfolio because they want to see the work you've done. And I said, oh, they're not after your resume, they're not after your CV, they just want to see your portfolio. But you see some that just want to see a summary of everything you've done, everywhere you've worked, right? So both are very important, and how you present both of them, both are also very important. So once you're able to understand where you need each of them and how to present them, you would be able to do better and probably go far in your job search. Yeah. But both of them are very important.
Great, great. Thank you very much for that, Anuoluwapo and Olanna. So I hope Ikenna joins back very soon. So guys, it's time to go to different breakout rooms, right? If you're interested in data analytics, you click the link. So my colleagues will be dropping the links, in the group chat. Sorry, in the chat box rather. And if you're interested in data analytics, you can click the link to join that room. If you're interested in product design, you click the link to join the room. If you're interested in software development, click the link to join the room. And we have people waiting there for you to guide you, right? So my team will be dropping the link into the breakout room. Okay, it's already dropped. So please click the link to join the breakout room of your choice. It's very, very important that you join the breakout room of your choice so that you can, get tips on how to build and improve your portfolio, develop your portfolio.
Awesome. I think we are now back to our original 50 plus number. So Joseph, you can take over. Everyone is here, and I think some people have a couple of questions to ask.
See that many people were stuck in their breakout rooms. So I actually got feedback from design room. I'd like to get feedback from the data analytics room and the software development room. Where your how much value did you get? Was it value packed, exciting, amazing? I would like to see those comments in the chat box. So guys, keep those comments coming in the chat box. Let me hear from you. Yeah, product design, you can still drop yours too if you see have something to say, right? Okay. So guys, I can't share anything. I can't see anything in the chat box. How was your breakout room like? Hope you got value. Hope you got lots of value today. Femi, Bruno, Sambo, guys, I need to hear from you. I need to hear from you. Adigbola, Desu, Aisha, Kim, Minu, Anthony, Chinedu, I'd like to hear from you. Chineye, I'd like to hear from you. How was your breakout room? How was it like? What value, right? All right, data analytics breakout room was quite insightful. Thank you very much for that, Kennedy. I already got one from product design earlier. I think or praise or somebody here mentioned that that product design room was amazing. Great, great, great. Thank you, Chinedu. You got value from data analytics room. Good, 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 great, 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 great. I'm really happy that I see that you all got value from your breakout rooms. Thank you very much, Olanna. Thank you, Ikenna. Thank you, Anuoluwapo. It's really good to have you on this session. Helping Africans understand the tech ecosystem better. And how to find their foot in this space. Yeah. Thank you very much. So, guys, please feel free to connect with Anuoluwapo on LinkedIn. Connect with Olanna on LinkedIn. Yeah, you can connect with them and follow them for more tips. You can never tell opportunities that can come. Right. So thank you very much for that. So guys, I mentioned earlier for some of us that were not on this call when I was talking about how our programs are structured, right? Programs are structured such that they are hands-on trainings. And so when I mean hands-on trainings, you learn from the scratch. You get your hands busy and dirty, right? It's not about the theory. We're teaching you industry standard things that you need to excel as tech professionals. Start cashing out that money, right? And apart from just learning how to use tools, we make sure that you learn how to, apply the tools and what you've learned into real life situations. How you can apply it to, tackle real life problems, tackle real
I
life
just
situations. Yeah, can you hear me, Kenneth?
yeah. Sorry, let me just take over from here. Your network is kind of bad.
Oh, really? Okay, okay.
Okay. So hi everyone. Apologies for that. If you do have any questions, please let us know in the comment section. And if you do have a feedback, please put that in the comment section. From our speakers, we have Olanna. Do you want to give us a sort of feedback as to how your class was? Did you get the questions you expected? What was the engagement like?
Yeah, for me it was great. I met some of the attendees because I really like to know my audience so that whatever it is we're discussing, I know I'm giving the level of conversation, right? And I always do like an interactive session. Yes, the time was short, but I will also try to get feedback so that I know everyone is being carried along, and I'm excited to know that we got value for the time that we spent.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that feedback. I don't know how, if I'm right, if I pronounce your name, Anuoluwapo, right? Sebiomo. That's such an interesting name there.
Yeah, Anuoluwapo, yeah. Yeah, so the session was good. It was there were questions asked, and I appreciated the audience, and yeah, it was good. I think I went in with a slide and it was engaging. At least I was able to manage the time a bit
Yeah, I
more
saw that.
better.
Like, it was very
Yeah.
lovely.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it was good. I love the questions that were asked, and yeah, thank you for the opportunity.
Okay, great. Temida, your hand is up. Do you want to say something?
Yeah, so Anuoluwapo promised is going to share his slide with us. So I don't know if you're going to send it to Kenneth or Joseph, so we can share with the community, right?
Okay, great. So I guess Anuoluwapo, they like your training so much that they are hunting you down for your slides. So you can either send it to any one of us at Quantum. So Zara will be in communications with you, and I can share the recording and the slides in our next newsletter updates, right? And just again, in terms of like a word of advice from the questions you've gotten, and for people who were not able to join your webinar, what would be the word of advice you would give to enthusiasts who are interested in joining that line of tech? So you can go ahead, Anuolapo.
Oh yes. Oh, okay. So it was something I said even before the breakout that you can be anything, right? Irrespective of your background, you can be anything if you want to be in tech, product design, engineer, data scientist, data engineer, you can be anything. There are enough resources. There are more than enough resources for anybody to be self-taught in these days compared to some years back. So don't let anything hold you back. We have YouTube, we have the internet, you have anything, you have a lot of places to ask questions. And I'm also available on my Twitter is available, my DM is available. You can always reach out. Right. So if you're interested in product design, there are courses, free courses you can take. I would recommend doing a free course first before probably just taking any paid course. If you're interested in any part of engineering, you can do that. There are resources available for you to do that, right? So especially in this age, there are a lot of tech opportunities. But one last advice I would give before one last advice I would give is that I've observed, especially in product design, that a lot of people just do the work. Just do the work. I don't know how to explain that. It's not. They don't practice. Is it excellence? Right. So it's just mediocre work. So I don't want, if you're starting out, I don't want you to be part, because you see that there are a lot of avoidable mistakes that there are a lot of things people can avoid, mistakes people can avoid, but because they do not pay attention to details, they do not avoid those mistakes, right? So if you are starting out in any part of tech, any part of your career, I want you to like have excellence at the back of your mind and not just do any job because you want to, but because you can do the best that you can.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for that. And over to you, Olanna. I would say Queen Mother. I'm just joking there. But a lot of people showed interest in the data class, and a lot of people were there attending, right? And in terms of like a word of advice, from all the questions you've heard so far and the feedback you've gotten during the class, what would be one thing you would say for the benefit of people who also weren't in your class or couldn't ask you questions when that happened?
So for me, one advice I would give to anyone who is starting out is invest in the basics. You can never go wrong, right? Irrespective of the area you want to branch into. First, invest in the basics and try to join the community. Find a mentor, join a community, and the whole hand holding thing would really work out well.
So thank you so much for that. I love how simple and straightforward it is. Not too much floss there, right? The basics are really the foundation to give you that stronghold in having an impactful career down the line, right? And again, just to see if you have any person interested in asking any questions, please either type it down in the comment section or just raise up your hand and we can quickly, within the next 5 minutes, answer all questions, right? And in the meantime, we have at Quantum Analytics, we have a product design class coming up soon, and our data analysis track is starting on Sunday, right? I just shared the link in the comment section. So if you're interested, please join the WhatsApp onboarding group where details will be shared to you. And remember that the first 2 days of that training are free, right? So you can start that training and see whether it's of value to you. If it's not of value to you, you can easily leave, right, without having to pay. Okay. So let's see. With the recording for this data, breakout room will be sent to us later. Yes. So we endeavor as much as possible to either send all breakouts or just the main call. Okay. We'll also be uploading that on our YouTube channel. So in case you don't see it, check back on our YouTube channel on Monday and that video will definitely be there. Okay. Thank you so much for that, Aisha Bello. Okay, someone is asking in terms of like the data analyst class, what are we offering? So in terms of the data analyst track program that is coming up this weekend, courses are Microsoft Excel for business intelligence, Microsoft's Power Business Intelligence, that's Power BI. We have Progress SQL for data analysis, and we also have like other problem-solving techniques for root cause analysis and business optimization. And you will be getting a certificate from Quantum Analytics. And please note that Quantum Analytics is now a certified UK learning provider. So our certificates do come with some, heavyweights, right? And relevance that you need in the labor markets out there, right? And you also be getting 3 months of work experience on your CV and possibility of getting your first job as a data analyst within 6 months of completing your training, right? Other benefits includes like CV reviews, LinkedIn optimization, etc. Right? So please do join the onboarding group, like I said, and you can also send us DMs on any platform you see us on: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. We're all there. Okay. So just take 1 or 2 more questions, then we let everybody go vote the next president of Nigeria. Python inclusive. Sorry, I don't understand that question. Akim, how much does this cost? So the data analyst track is going for 35,000 naira right now. So yeah, it's very cheap and affordable. I think it's the most affordable data course you will find anywhere. Okay. Any other questions? Okay, so no further questions. Please and please, thank you. Okay, Anuolapo, you want to say something?
Yeah, I just want to say that I dropped the link to the slide because I usually want on the chat with Joseph. Or do you want me to drop it here?
Yeah, you can also drop it here.
Okay.
And you can send the link as an email to Zara, since or just send to Zara. You can post it there and also send to Zara so that she can get it to me.
All right. All right.
Okay. Hi Chinedu, lovely name. How you doing? Do you have a question for us?
Yes, I have a question.
Okay, great.
The track class that is starting on Sunday.
Yeah.
You said after 2 days, the first 2 days is free, right?
So the first 2 days are free. Yeah. So the first 2 days of training are free. So it's an
Okay. There is
8-week
another
training.
training. Yeah, there is another training I saw you guys have. I think the fee is about $370. What's the difference between the two trainings?
Okay. No, I think it's the same thing. Just the difference is that if you are based out of Nigeria, you need to pay in dollars and not in naira. Just in terms of like how our finance department works, right? So for Nigerians
No,
who are
I think they are different trainings.
I can. Can you hear me?
yeah, okay.
Yeah. So I think you asked question about a program that is 370 USD, right? So we
370.
have
Yes,
two.
yes.
Yes, we have two different data programs in our faculty, right? We have data analyst track and we have data analyst fellowship, right? And then there are differences in the number of tools that you learn, right? And so the both programs are beginner friendly, but your choice of program depends on how far you want to go in the training, right? How intensive you want to, yes, go in the training. But if you would like to like get lots of information about this, you can shoot us an email, or you can send me a WhatsApp message personally. The first line on your screen, I will definitely give you the full details of each of the programs, and you can see the difference clearly.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, great. Sorry, I thought you said 70. I didn't hear you mention 370. Right. So like Joseph rightly said, the 370 is for the data analyst fellowship, right? While the 35K is for the data analyst track. So data analyst track is centered towards people who are entering data analytics for the first time, and the data analyst fellowship is centered towards people who are trying to become a junior data analyst, right? So you're no longer like a beginner, you're trying to like solidify your skills in data analyst, right? So that's what that training is for. Okay, so can you pay in installments? You can pay in installments, yes. Thank you, Gospel, for answering that. Kunle is asking for discounts. Actually, we did have like a scholarship over the weekend. So you've missed out on that because we did give we give more than a discount, right? So we give free registrations for the data analyst track, product design, and Python for data science. Okay, great. So we've come to the end of this training, and I just want to thank everyone for sticking for.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, so the scholarship is down now.
The scholarship has been done, yes.
Like we can apply again now.
You can apply. Well, you can still do a video, let's say. You can do it. So it's just like
Okay,
scholarship
thank
is
you,
do a
sir.
1 minute video with the reason why you want to learn either data analysis, product design, or Python for data science, right?
Because I
Post
just
it.
saw the information this morning.
Okay. So yeah, you can do a video and let's see. The winners haven't been announced yet. Okay. Okay. Yeah, thanks so much. Okay, great. So thank you guys for staying on. It's almost 2 hours. And we do not take it for granted. But unfortunately, we've come to the end of this training, right? And I just want to take final words from our speakers who are still here, Olanna and Anuoluwapo. Do you have any final words for us?
No, I have a question, please.
Okay, please go ahead before our speakers.
The class that is starting, the next class, that the onboarding class, when is the class starting for
the class
analysis?
is starting on Sunday.
Okay, so can someone pay after 2 weeks on the program?
No, you pay. You have to pay the first installment before you start. But you can definitely start the training for free. For the first 2 classes are free. So Sunday's class is free, and the next class on Saturday is going to be free. All right?
Okay,
Does that
after
make
the
sense?
set of training, after this coming Sunday now, after this coming weekend, the next weekend, after that
Yes.
training, can someone pay and join the class?
Yes, you can. You can actually even pay now, right? If you intend on the 2 days free training is just for people who are doubting the value of the cohort, right? Of the program. So, but if you're sure, like you've seen how our webinar has gone through, and you're sure like the value you're gonna get from us is quite up there, you can just go ahead and make payments right now. Right. So you can go to our website, quantumanalyticsschool.org. You go to the academy and choose data analyst track and make a payment of 35,000 naira. Okay. Awesome. So Omag Bise, I'm sorry if I think it's Blessing, right? Do you have your hand is up? Do you have a question?
Thank you so much. I guess I'm speaking to Kenneth, right?
Yes, you are.
Oh, thank you. I'm very sorry. I'm just managed to join the training. I was stuck in the office, so I just returned. And I want to know if this meeting was recorded, if I can get a recorded version of it, so I can benefit from some of the things discussed.
Yes, it was recorded, and we'll be sharing the link to the video in our next newsletter, right? So if you get emails from us already, you definitely get it. But if you don't, just go over to YouTube right now, search for Quantum Analytics and subscribe. Before Monday, the video will also be uploaded on our YouTube channel, and will also be shared on our Telegram channel, and also on our Twitter. So if you follow us on all social media accounts, you will definitely get access to this video.
Oh, okay, that would be fine. I really appreciate that. Then just want to know quickly when the timetable for you just said that you're going to start the training Sunday, the first one. So what time on Sunday? Do we have a timetable already?
So the classes normally starts between 2 to 4, right? But once you join the onboarding group, the allotted time will be communicated to you.
All right. Do you mean the Telegram group?
So if you check your chat now, I've just sent a link, a WhatsApp link, saying if you're interested in data analytics, please join our onboarding. So you see the WhatsApp channel there. So if you join it, right, you'll be able to join the group. So
Thank
yeah,
you.
you're welcome. Okay, so any more questions? Because our speakers are waiting and we have to let them go to enjoy the rest of their evening. Okay, great. So can we have Olanna and Anuoluwapo give their final words before we let them go? Hi, Olanna.
Yeah, hi.
Are you here? Okay, great.
Well, so I would just want to say thank you to the team for reaching out and bringing me on board this. It's been insightful for me as well. So sometimes when you get to talk about these things, then you realize where there has been a gap and where you also need to fill up. So thanks to everyone who has contributed, asked questions. I appreciate us all, and I look forward to doing this again.
Awesome. Anuoluwapo.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for having me. It was great doing this with you and the team. Thank you for this time. Like Olanna said, please, if you're starting out trying to join an organization, a community rather, it's easier to grow as a community than to grow individually. I hope we can do this next time because it was fun. Yeah, so thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much for the dedication and the time. This information you've shared so far in this webinar is priceless, and people do pay huge money for it, right? So for the people who attended, I trust this was of value to you. And also shout out to the Quantum Analytics team, Joseph, for holding down the webinar, and every person behind the scenes, right? Zara, Godswill, Temidayo, an area person from Quantum, right? And thank you so much. Really grateful for all the questions and all the insights. And just like we said, we are on all platforms, right? Just search us out, Quantum Analytics, join our Telegram group, our email newsletters, and our YouTube channels, right? And please send us DMs if you have any questions. And we look forward to seeing you in class. And hopefully in the next 6 months, you'll be earning in dollars. But yeah, thank you so much and take care and goodbye, guys.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
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 Bye, everyone. Bye. See you in the class.